Time check for Saturday 14th. I have 10:30 and 15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10:30. Thanksgiving for Manston and Biggin and Sean as well. The actual are pretty irrelevant because it's all pretty good at the moment. Surface 5,500 feet and controlled airspace is at flight level 55, so it's pretty tight.
I'm here at Airborne 2010 and the hub of operations with Dave Wharton from TSA Consulting Limited, and he's going to tell us a little bit about flight control.
Yeah, we've got a team of about 6 people up here in flight control, and we run all the flight displays from here, coordinating with about 3 or 4 different airfields where aircraft are based, and bringing display items into Eastbourne. So I've got myself, I'm the display director. I'm the guy who gets the piece of paper from the Civil Aviation Authority which lets me run the event, and I'm in charge of the putting the running order together and running the flying display. And I'm backed up with a team of guys who are flying control committee, who keep an eye on the flying display, and air traffic controllers who actually speak to the aircraft and do the coordination. And so I've got Ian Revel, who's one of our air traffic controllers, and Jeff Brindle, who's one of our flight control committee members, and they'll tell you what they're doing.
My name's Ian Revel, and I operate the radio here, do the air traffic control bit. It's operating an air-ground station, so it's quite good fun, and my job is to make sure the aeroplane's in the right place at the right time.
How tricky can that be at times? Because there are so many displays, that must be a real handful.
It's okay, we've got the holes around about the restricted airspace, and the aircraft are called in from the hole so we can deconflict them so it's all nice and safe, and then we watch the aircraft, make sure they're all looking good, and complete the display safely.
Full time?
Full-time air traffic controller at Manchester Airport, and I'll keep you busy most of the year.
You must find it very different with the air shows from your day job in civilian air traffic control.
Yeah, it's completely different. There's different sorts of pressures, different aeroplanes, different ways of using the aeroplane. Of course, Manchester, we've got a runway. The seaside air shows, we certainly haven't got one of those.
And I'm in flight control with Jeff Brindle.
Flight Control Committee, as you heard earlier, Dave mentioned that we get a permission from the Civil Aviation Authority to run the event, but that has to be run in accordance with Civil Aviation Authority rules and regulations for air displays, which covers things like how high the aeroplanes have to fly, or how low they're allowed to come, how close to the crowd, and how they regulate their performance to make sure they meet the exacting criteria for, obviously, for safety. So we act as a sort of sheriff. We also keep an eye open for strays coming into the area. The area is supposed to be ours and it's sanitised by regulation for the duration of the event. But of course, if people don't know about the regulations and attempt to come through the area, we try and head them off. We can't control seagulls, so we keep an eye on bird activity.
I remember as a boy looking at pictures of the Lightning and thinking, that's what I want to do. I want to be in a Lightning, I want to be supersonic. You've got to tell me, what was it like to fly the Lightning?
It was a very nice aeroplane to fly, well-balanced aeroplane, plenty of power and good manoeuvrability. A complicated aeroplane to operate, but a nice aeroplane to handle. The ground crew thought it was a terrible aeroplane because the engines were crammed in one on top of the other, and there really wasn't a lot of room for anything else except a bit of fuel. But it was a very exciting aeroplane, and not until today, really, have we produced an equally exciting aeroplane in Typhoon.
I'm with George Bacon, who's the flying display commentator, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his role here at Airborne.
Yeah, well, essentially I'm working for Eastbourne Borough Council, of course, to convey and engage everybody that's here at Eastbourne in what's going on in the air in front of them. Clearly it's very good entertainment and it's a wonderful day out for the family, but I just do my best to embellish, very often with a bit of human interest, because I very much come from a romantic flying background as opposed to a specific technical, i.e. test pilot background, and you know, with a variety of work that I've done as a display team manager and a display pilot with historic aircraft, I just try to bring it a little bit of alive and introduce a bit of music and things like that. So doing my best really to enjoy the total experience of being at Airborne 2010.
If you could fly any one plane from the past right up to the present time, what would it be?
Well, that's really difficult. Most people would probably go for a Spitfire, but I think I'd probably really like to have a blast in a Mustang, to be perfectly honest. And that would be probably top of my list. And then something a little romantic. I would just love to have a go in the Catalina, because I have a float plane license as well. And although I've done it on small planes in Canada, I really like to put a big boat down in the ocean. That would be an experience for me. But